Hello again, it's John Wild here to give you another repair tip for your vintage action figures. This time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be restringing and cleaning up a Type 1 Spider-Man from MEGO. I was visiting my local toy shop yesterday when I found this Type 1 Spider-Man. He's in really reasonable condition for the price that I paid for him. There isn't any tear on this outfit, it's just a little bit dirty. Getting a look at the back of the figure, we see that both snaps are intact, both a little bit loose. There's no snags, tears, or rips in the costume, and it's just a little bit dirty, so this is a really good Spider-Man for a restoration. So when I picked the Spider-Man up, the first thing I noticed is that the arms are really loose. The legs being held in the suit actually are pretty tight. He stands on his own. There's no broken parts. His hands are good. The knee joint's bent, elbow joint's bent. So I think underneath here everything is good. It just appears that his string that's holding them together is probably very loose at this point in time. So the first thing we really need to do is remove Spider-Man's costume. You always want to be careful when you're pulling off these costumes not to snag or stretch the fabric out any more than you have to. You know, starting at the top, usually try and work the arms off evenly. MEGO costumes are notorious for pulls and snags in the material, and once you do that, you've pretty much ruined that outfit. There's really no way to fix that. So now that we got his shirt off, we can see that someone has repaired him using rubber bands. I bet you that was a kid back in the 70s that did this, and that's really awesome that when the string broke on this figure, there was some kid that tried to fix his own with rubber bands. It's really a testament to the ingenuity of children to be able to try and fix their own toys. And MEGO was actually one of the best toy brands for trying to repair your toys. So now we're going to slowly slide these pants off. This outfit is very dirty. It actually feels like it might be a little bit been in a heat condition because it doesn't feel very soft right now, but I definitely have a way that I think that we can get that to soften up a little bit. Oh, and that can happen when you're doing that. We had a broken leg underneath there, so let the buyer beware when you buy figures. Occasionally you're gonna have an issue, but that's all right. I definitely have a spare. So here we have the figure unclothed, and you can see the rubber bands. This repair has been on there for a very long time. I guess I didn't check the knees as good as I should have because he definitely had a broken knee here. This tape is definitely vintage. That's old masking tape on there. Now there really isn't much you can do to fix this. This is a replacement, so we're gonna have to swap this leg out. But the first thing we're gonna have to do is disassemble the figure and then give him a good clean using Armor All cleaning wipes. That's my way to clean him, so let's do that right now. A lot of the times when I'm cleaning these figures, my mind kind of wanders and I think about, you know, the adventures that this particular Spider-Man had with his original owner, you know, and looks like you can tell just by the condition of the figure that it was a very well-loved figure because they took the time to fix it when the spring broke. You know, this to me is a little bit of a labor of love. I don't know what happened to this person that owned this toy. I never probably will know that. You know, it's just the way collecting is, and you know, who is this person that owned this toy originally? You know, did they become an important person in the world, or are they just a regular Joe like me? You know, how did this toy end up getting into that story? You know, who knows? These questions are something that definitely, for me, that's the dumb thoughts I have as I sit there and clean doll legs. And this waist piece is actually in pretty roachy condition. It definitely has taken the majority of the heat. I don't know why. That's kind of a joke, huh? A little brittle. The plastic is probably getting a little bit brittle because of that heat damage that was done to it. I think it'll be all right. And the most important thing on a waist piece, though, is is this this little bar that runs across it. That helps you to string the figure properly. A lot of the times those are broken. I don't know exactly why those break, but sometimes they do. So that's pretty much it. That's how you clean. I just use these cleaning wipes and, you know, go over a couple of times with the cleaning wipe, and then after that I just use a damp paper towel just to take the cleaning agent off of them. You know, I don't think it's probably safe to leave that stuff on, just wipe them down. Heck, you'd use them in your car, wouldn't you? You know, and your car costs a heck of a lot more than this Spider-Man does. I was fortunate enough to have the correct leg in my spares box, and I also had also another waist piece. So I'm going to change that out. I didn't like the brittleness of that other one. So now we get to restringing this figure. So we'll show you the way that I do it. This is probably about the only time that I actually use water when I do anything. So I'm going to soften this head up, because to do this right, you really should pull the head off of the figure. So you're just going to warm up your water a little bit. Leave your head in there, get it nice and soft. Shouldn't take too long. And then once you get the head, and this is going to be a little bit hot, you're going to squeeze and rotate a little bit. And as you rotate, it's going to open the head up, and you should be able to easily pop that head right out of there. So that's how you take a head off. Pretty simple. So now we're ready to restring the figure, and I definitely put the legs in their correct order, right and left, and the arms. I've screwed this up way too many times, and I don't want to have to go back and redo it. So I just use beading cord from Walmart. It's nothing special. This is probably the most important part about restringing any Type 1 body, is you've got to go around that post inside of the waist piece. That keeps the legs straight. If you don't do that, they'll flare out, and it won't sit the right way. You'll notice it right away. And you know, going to the inside to the outside of the leg, like I just did, also helps to keep the legs straight. So now back, you've got the legs pretty well situated. This side here, which I'm going to just keep really, really long, just that I don't waste as much of this elastic cord that way. So I go up and through, and then we can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about with these legs. Once I get this all pulled out, see, you can see how they loop on the legs. See how it goes. The one that's going up is going to the outside. The one that's going around is going to the inside. And then if I go over here, you'll see the same thing. The one that's going around is going to the inside. The one that's going up is going to the outside. So when you pull this tight, and the body is you know, back together again, it's going to hold those legs in a tighter position. If you don't have it around that post, they'll flare out real wide, and they won't work out very good. So the next part is finishing up at the torso. You got your real long piece over here, and you're going to go up through the torso, and you're going to come out the shoulder hole like so. Now I usually go from the back of the arm, and this is where your hands are. Go from the back of the arm to the front, and then you're going to take this end and you're going to go out the neck hole. Now with your other side here, which I've got really, really long, pardon me, you're going to go through and out the armhole. You're going to go from the back of the arm, and then you're going to go out the top of the chest, like so. And now got a lot to pull through here. So okay, now that you've got everything through the body correctly, so now it's gone up and looped around, up and looped around. Both ends are coming out of the top of the body, basically through the neck. So now you're just going to pull it tight through there. Shake it a little bit, move it around a little bit, make sure it's holding nice and tight. And then I just tie a simple knot, which is I'm just going to wrap this around 1 or 2 times, like so. Give that a pull. Then I'm going to do the same the opposite way. I'm going to wrap around once, wrap around twice, and then tie tight. So now the body is back together again, and it's going to hold together nice. You should be able to stand pretty easy. No problems there. And the right arm is where the right arm is supposed to be. The left arm is where the left arm is supposed to be. So now to finish this off, we'll just pull that knot out and cut these pieces. And there you go. That's a restrung Type 1 Spider-Man figure. Now that we've got the figure restrung, what we need to do is deal with this outfit. Now the outfit, again, it has, when after taking it off, I noticed there were some repairs that were done to it. It was sewn here in the crotch and a little bit under the arms. We'll probably remove those repairs and make our own repairs using the correct string that or thread that's going to have the right color. Must have only had white available in the house back at the time. So what I'm going to show off is how I clean these outfits. That really isn't much to it. Anybody that collects MEGO or has done restoration, they know the secret. The secret is woolite. So we're just going to add a little bit of woolite to our water here, cold water. Not a lot. There we go. And just agitate it up. Get a little bit of soap going in the water. Pretty simple stuff here. And then add our costume. Let that soak for about, I usually let them soak for an hour, and then really after that give them a good wring out and air dry them for a few hours. So that's how you clean your outfits, in case you didn't know. Most of us really do know how to do this stuff. So now we finish off by putting the head back onto the figure. Again, it's the little hot water method here. I'm just going to rest the neck into that hot water. Give it about 30 seconds or so. Water's a little hot right now and I'm burning my fingers. Maybe I need adult supervision while I'm doing this. Should be soft enough now. So now we're just going to press it down into the body, catch an edge, and then give it a little twist and it should go right back on. It's just that simple. Little towel to dry out the head, and now we have the restrung and cleaned up body, and now we're just waiting for his outfit to be done. I let the outfit soak there in that cold water and woolite for about an hour. Agitated it, just kind of moved the material around, and it feels a lot softer right now, which is good. So how do I dry? It's really kind of a dumb method, so I'm just going to lay it on a towel, and then I'm going to roll this towel up really tight over the top of it, and then I'm just going to wring a little bit. I don't know, it seems to work for me good every time. That way you kind of take as much of the moisture out, so your air dry time is a little bit less. So really kind of go like that, get her nice and tight. Okay, now we've taken a lot of the moisture out of that outfit. We're going to want to make sure that we smooth it out as it's drying. So we leave it on a table and just smooth it out as best as we can so that as it dries, it doesn't leave a lot of wrinkles in it. So now we'll just leave that for a little bit and let her dry. So the outfit is dried sufficiently enough, and what I wanted to do was just clean up some of these loose ends in here. I've decided to actually keep the amateur repair, like this, the wrong thread, just because it was done in vintage time. And I think for me, that's kind of neat that, somebody maybe handed this to mom or grandma and said, hey, I've ripped apart my Spider-Man outfit, and can you give me a hand fixing it up? So I'm just gonna neaten these up, just get rid of these real long stringy ones, and I can live with the fact that the outfit has been repaired. In fact, I think it gives it a little bit of charm. So let's get this outfit back onto the figure. Spidey's all cleaned up, he's restrung, and he's got a new leg, and he's looking really good. The cleaning of the outfit actually makes this outfit feel quite a bit softer. Before it really felt brittle. I think that was just all the kind of caked in dirt that was on it. He does really he's got really loose arms right now. I mean, you could fix that up with some plumber's tape. You just kind of pack it into the joints. That'll tighten these arms up. But for me, I'm okay with that. I don't mind having this, you know, and it's just a display figure. He's retired now. He's not going to be in any kids' hands anymore. So it's all right for him to be a little bit, you know, he's showing his age. So it's all right. And for his age, he's really in nice shape. He was a good bargain. I only paid $15 for him. So getting Type 1 Spider-Man, I did end up having to add a little bit of my own parts out of my sparers box, but that's why anytime you find any sort of MEGO stuff, nude, whatever, I mean, pick it up. It's going to be useful to you at some point in time. And if you can get it cheap enough, that's even better. So this has been John Wild. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to catch my latest uploads. And if you like videos like this, I'm going to make a new section that's going to just have my repair stuff on it, so you can kind of check it out. I know there's other guys that do this and they're a lot better than me. I'm going to give my shout out to those channels, and to the master of toy repair on YouTube is Toy Polloy. You should definitely, if you haven't seen his stuff, you need to go and check his stuff out. It makes my stuff look like, you know, amateur hour. Go to Retro Blasting. They have great restoration videos also. And, you know, there's a lot of guys on YouTube that are showing how to fix up vintage figures, and you should definitely check it out. And if you are like me and you like to repair vintage figures, why not get a camera out and show what you do? You know, it's nice to document a project that you've worked on. So thank you very much for watching.